The revolution is happening right now in your neighborhoods. It's happening block by block, school by school, and school district by school district. This is really where we're going to make change in this country. And joining us is one of the leaders of the revolution, at least out in Loudoun County. He is Ian Pryor. And we've got a big meeting tonight, Ian. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, we do have a big meeting. Last one before the summer break.
Well, and the Democrats certainly realize that I shouldn't even say Democrats because it's supposed to be a nonpartisan position, the school board, but it is the Democratic Party of Loudoun County who publicly is rallying support and trying to get people, bus people, it appears pay people to get out to the meeting tonight. Is there anything that y'all can do to sort of make sure that the people who are speaking are actually the taxpayers and parents out there in Loudoun County?
Well, I can tell you that we will have a bunch of parents out there in force. You know, certainly we've been going out there for a year and a half. We haven't had to bus anybody in. The people that go and speak at the Loudoun County School Board meetings generally are parents that are concerned about their kids' education. But now you're seeing that, you know, you got a political party busing people in, advertising, raising money to pay people to bus them in. They actually even advertised on Facebook to try and get this going.
Dang,
and now you've got the local AFL-CIO going to be there. You've got Planned Parenthood is going to be there. You've got a couple of other special interest groups that are going to be there. So we're just going to have to rally, and and people are going to head to that meeting and talk. And then we got some other folks that might be doing some other things as well.
Wait.
So
Ian, wait a second. Planned Parenthood? They don't even support children. They don't support babies for crying out loud. They want less babies so that they don't have to go to school.
Well, that's one way to reduce class sizes.
But let me, so basically they're calling this Loudoun for All, this rally. Okay, we all know with the Trump world that a rally is very different when it comes to Democrats and Republicans because they're also providing, live music and sign making. Is this a desperate attempt by the Democrats to try to regain this narrative?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I also think that they've put this transgender policy on today. It may get voted. It was supposed to get voted in August. So I think what they're trying to do is rally a show of support to try and get that vote done today. Which again,
what is the transgender vote? Can you walk us through what the transgender vote is?
Yeah, sure. So that's the policy that, if you remember, when Tanner Cross went to speak at the school board meeting, I think 2 times ago, that he was talking about, which would require teachers to refer to kids by their chosen pronouns. It would allow anybody to use their chosen bathroom, and it would allow anybody to participate in their chosen sport. Mm-hmm. So that could all potentially be passed today in Loudoun County.
FightForSchools.com is the website if you want more information about Ian Pryor and this PAC that they've set up, FightForSchools.com. And, this has become I remember when you first came on, Ian, and you started talking about this and decided to form a PAC, I told you, I remember, I fired the audio. I said, this is going to be a national movement. It may be starting in Loudoun, but this will be national. And we saw it this weekend, Meet the Press. Listen to Chuck Todd addressing the critical race theory issue in our curriculum.
Let's take this so-called controversy over critical race theory. And I say so-called controversy because it's a creation out of it's sort of a faux controversy that's being ginned up. I guess it just gets attention.
Wow, that's a lot of journalisming there, Ian, but I'd love for you to respond to that. There's Chuck Todd saying that this whole thing is fake.
Yeah, no, we all decided one day, we woke up and we said, hey, what would be a good way for us to, neglect our jobs, spend a bunch of time out there collecting signatures, work our butts off. I got an idea. Let's make up some kind of controversy about critical race theory in schools. Bingo. That's how it all happened.
There you go. That's a breaking story. We gave you a peek inside the right-wing conspiracy right there. Huge, Ian. Thanks for telling us.
But, Ian, they are blaming. One of the fascinating parts of this is that the Democrats, besides calling it a faux controversy, or they are blaming it on President Trump. We just saw the Democrat gubernatorial candidate in the Commonwealth of Virginia, Terry McAuliffe, basically blaming President Trump and the right wing, activist in pushing the fact that they think critical race theory is wrong.
Yeah.
You're dealing with parents that are Democrats, Republicans, independents. How do the parents feel?
Well, I think it's amusing that you've got, Media Matters now writing hit pieces on parents for appearing on Fox News, because I'm a Republican and I've been on Fox News, that is my identity, right? Well, like I said, I've been, working in Republican politics for 6 to 8 years on some level. I've been a parent for 8 years. I'm going to be a parent for the rest of my life. That is what I identify as. That is my first and foremost priority. And, let's not forget that the reason why this whole thing started was because 6 school board members were in a private Facebook group that were concerned that people opposed to critical race theory were gaining traction, so they started targeting them. Well, if they thought it was gaining traction, then, what was gaining traction? Exactly, what was in the schools. And, you've had, with this school board meeting, or with this school board, and I'd say school boards around the country, really just poor public service, violating laws, violating their own code of conduct. Just yesterday, we announced that there was actually a second private Facebook group that included 7 school board members that was discussing policies related to opening and closing schools. I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah.
You have public officials discussing public matters in private groups that are limited based on the viewpoint of, who wants to get in or who is in and gets kicked out.
It is.
It is absolutely absurd. And, that's what we're trying to take care of.
It is bullying tactics, and they're raising money and they're bussing people in for tonight's meeting, and that's why let's let you finish up here and tell everyone what they can do to show up today, I should say, this afternoon, and really make sure that the Fight for Schools message is supported, and there's a show of public support for this. Where should they go? What can they do? Where can they get the information, Ian?
They should go to the school board meeting, which is at the Loudoun County Schools Administration Building. That's 21,000 Education Court in Ashburn, Virginia. And if they want more information, they go to fightforschools.com. We've got some other things planned that I think people will enjoy. But I will say we're at 76% for Beth Bartz out of Leesburg. So
wow.
We're getting close to wrapping that one up.
That recall effort is really moving along with the signatures, so you can't let up because they're going to cross-check every dotted I and crossed T on that. They'll find any, but unlike what they did in the election last year, they're going to make sure that anyone who signed that is absolutely qualified and eligible to sign it. So make sure you overshoot the needed numbers, Ian. And one last thing, it sounded like you were concerned that with this whole show of force and the rallying of forces for the liberals on the board and the Democrats, that you might be concerned that there may be other activities. Did I hear you right that you're worried about some of the people who are coming out?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, whenever you get this amount of people coming out on both sides, there's always a concern that there'll be, some kind of antagonization and reaction. So I would say for people that go out there, make sure keep your cool, don't engage in the civil discourse that we've been provided by going out and speaking to the school board, and then just make your statement and then leave. Don't engage with folks. Don't let anybody get under your skin. It's important that we maintain a peaceful composure here, and our message is one of parents.
That's
so
right.
Just always remember that.
Yeah,
and children.
And children. Yeah, and I hope Sheriff Mike Chapman is prepared for that as well. I'm sure he will be. He always is. And boy, for a fake controversy, they're really rallying the forces, aren't they? Ian Pryor.
They sure are.
Great talking with you. Fightforschools.com. Have fun today, Ian. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you very much.
It is